The other day I was talking to a woman who was a betrayed spouse, and she said something that was just wonderful, and I wanted to say it to you today. She said, "Samuel, I'm tired of trying to save my marriage. It's time for me to save myself." And I thought, man, why don't I say that every day? I mean, you just encapsulated for thousands of betrayed men and women what they probably need to start doing. And I was thinking about it today, and I had to say something about it because it may be time for you. I don't know. We all find ourselves in situations where we cannot control what our spouse is doing. We can only control what we're going to do. And the time may be for you to start saving yourself, not trying to save your marriage. It may be just a shift in your focus. You may say, you know what, I'm going to start shifting from trying to save this marriage to trying to save myself. And I could go a lot of places with this today, and I'm kind of torn, but I'm going to go where I feel is the most effective for the most amount of people. For some of you, you're in a situation where, you know what, you have to stand your ground and say, you no longer get to be in charge of what my recovery looks like. Especially if you're a betrayed spouse who feels like you're being bullied a lot. It's time for you to say, you, the unfaithful, don't get to be in charge of what my recovery looks like. You don't get to tell me what my recovery looks like. You don't get to tell me what I need or what I don't need. You don't get to decide the details that I need to know and what I don't need to know. You don't get to decide how I go to therapy or don't go to therapy. You don't get to decide what I read and what I don't read. You don't get to tell me how far along I am and how far along I should be and that I should get over it. You don't get to do that. It's about empowering yourself. It's about taking a stand and saying, hold on. You know what? I'm tired of trying to get you to come back home. I'm tired of trying to woo you back because you're going back and forth. I'm tired of trying to defibrillate what can't be defibrillated. I'm tired of chasing you with a defibrillator. I'm tired of trying to save you. You know what? There's a new tectonic shift. I'm going to start saving myself. And saving yourself may just mean saying, hold on here. You no longer are in charge of my recovery. I am in charge of my recovery. The second thing that you may think about doing is what Samantha did is, really early on, I was amazed. I was so amazed my head was spinning because she was no longer sitting back waiting to see what I, the unfaithful, was going to do. She was making moves on her own. I mean, after the dust settled and after we had about a week to kind of absorb my termination and losing everything and losing all this money and being left for dead and all of the different things that were going on, there was a point where she was like, okay, I'm not going to sit back and see what you do or try and, manipulate you into taking action or pursuing me. I'm going to start pursuing me and taking care of myself and being present and being here for the kids who were 6 and 5 and 4 weeks old. She wasn't going to now try and, okay, is he doing this? Then I'll do this. Is he doing that? Well, I'll do this. Or is he going to pursue me? She said no. So she rallied with 3 women that she felt were safe, that she could talk to and cry with. She talked to one of my best friends pretty frequently, who at the time was the only friend that stayed, and he was telling her, hey, you need to be prepared to divorce, you need to be prepared to be done. It's early, but this is pretty bad, and it was. And she decided to start taking action even though she didn't know how I was going to respond. She was reading books, she was looking online, she was talking to people, she was checking out a lease on an apartment, she was already deciding where she wanted to live because we had to get out of the environment that we were in. She started to take action and was not going to sit back and wait and see what I did. When she did that, the message was received. I wasn't going to be waited for. I was going to be left in the dust if I didn't immediately begin to take action and work with her, not try and tell her what she was going to do. It was very enticing to me. It was a turn on. She didn't think that was going to happen, but that's what happened. I was like, whoa, this is a different side to Samantha. Hold on. I don't want to be left for dead. I want to pursue her. And it completely flipped the switch in me. I started to pursue her, and everything in me was like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? I'll do anything to make you feel safe and to make you feel happy. Even though I had all these unresolved issues, she had empowered herself, and now I wanted to follow her in this particular season of time. Another facet of saving yourself is having an awareness and an embracing the fact that you're dealing with a level of trauma that is some of the worst that you can deal with. This isn't going to be that you go read a book or two, take these 10 chapters, and I'm good to go, I'm off and running, I have everything I need. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You're dealing with a level of trauma that is right up there at the top of the trauma scale. I mean, this is not something that you can escape. You're going to have to grieve your way through this and work your way through this, and you have to respect the fact that this is at the top of the trauma scale. Finally, this is not the approach that says, I don't have any power here, I'll just work on me. I'll work on me, you work on you, and then somehow it'll work out. That's not what this is. This is a defiant stake in the ground that says, I don't know what I can save out here, but I'm going to save myself from any greater trauma or greater pain or greater hurt. I'm going to now do everything that I can to help me get healthy. I'm going to read what I can read, study what I can study, watch every video I can watch. I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to be proactive to at least save myself, even though I don't know if the marriage can be saved.